Hello guys, we have this little motherboard today for review and unboxing. It's the new Z97 platform from Intel, designed for the latest Haswell refresh CPUs. It doesn't bring anything new, just support for the latest CPU and a few minor changes and support for the new technology called M.2 socket, which is a PCI Express, which actually it's the SATA interface that utilizes the bandwidth of PCI Express. Which is known to be almost twice as fast as the SATA interface. So this is the Z97M Plus motherboard. It's a micro-ATX motherboard designed for HTPC, for smaller cases, for those people who prefer the small, tiny and small factor cases to the large water cooling and crazy ass cases. So it features all the main, it has all the main features that the full ATX motherboard has in a smaller form factor. It supports, as I said, the Haswell refresh and Haswell CPUs. So if you would like to build a new computer, you can definitely use this one, or if you would like just to replace your motherboard with the new one, you can do that. It has it supports up to 4 dual channel DDR3 memory, so a maximum limit of 32 gigs. It has one PCI Express 3 slot, one PCI Express 2 slot. So if you running at the PCI Express 3 running at 16 mode in a single mode, or you can run one PCI Express at 8 and then another one at 8, and it has also 2 PCI slots, so you have 4 slots in total, and you can theoretically run up to quad SLI or Crossfire, which means that if you have 2 dual GPU graphics cards, then you can run it in a quad mode, or you can run it both the SLI and Crossfire in two graphics cards in SLI mode. So as all Asus motherboards, it features all the best components. Most of them are military grade components, which will last up to 10 years almost, so you will not have to worry about it. I have almost 15 years of experience with Asus hardware, and I'm not biased, I'm not Asus fanboy, but I trust their hardware and I trust in their expertise. So let's open up this box to see what we have inside. So it's a tiny motherboard, as I said from the beginning. So let's see what kind of accessories we have here. We have 2 SATA 3 6 gigabit per second, one straight to straight and one straight to angled SATA cables. We have the input-output shield, driver's disc with a sticker, Asus sticker, the user's guide. So you can, if you'd like to, if you're not sure what you're doing, it's always good to read this stuff and to make sure that you connect everything properly. Some more guides and warranty. So So that's it. In terms of accessories, it doesn't deliver much, but it just provides you with everything that you need. So here is the motherboard. As you can see, it has passive cooling here. Here is the chipset, Z97 chipset from Intel, for DDR3 slots up to 32 gigs, as I mentioned before. The VRM class 5, I think, yes, it's class 5 VRM. So let's see what else we have here. We have the start from here. So it's the sound module here, which features 8-channel Realtek audio called the Crystal Sound 2 with this chipset. Then here we have the USB 2.0 connectors, the front audio connector, so it's the LPT. So we have still a LPT connector. We have the COM port connectors, USB 2.0 connectors, and a front audio connector. Here it's a new design from Asus for the chipset cooling. Looks round. It reminds me something like, you know, compact discs, or I don't know. Strangely, it's round. I have never seen a round cooling solution here. Then we have the BIOS chip here. Front panel LEDs and buttons connectors here. Here we have the USB 3 20-pin connector. Then we have six SATA 6 gigabits per second connections here. So we have 4 here and 4 here. The 24-pin power connector here. And then memory check button here, the battery, some fun connectors. So let's see how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 3. So I've counted only 3 fan connectors, but for this kind of motherboard it should be pretty much enough to connect 3 fans. Here we have the M.2 port, which I mentioned earlier. So if you'd like to install your operating system on the onboard card without using your SATA slots, and it's going to run much faster than the ordinary SATA or ordinary SSD drive, except if you run them in RAID 0. So it's pretty much pretty convenient to have it here. Nothing will, stay on its way. It's just the video card that is going to sit here and have all the other space free, and most probably is going to sit under your CPU fan. So let's see what we have here in the front. So we have PS2 for your PS2 motherboard or keyboard, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 VGA port, 1 DVI port, and 1 HDMI port. So you can connect natively up to 3 screens to this motherboard. It has 4 USB 3.0 ports, 1 Intel gigabit port, and 8-channel Realtek audio, as I mentioned earlier. So it's the new gold with black design from Asus for their mainstream products. Looks pretty good. Here we have the backplate for the CPU cradle here. So it looks good. It delivers 99% of what a full ATX motherboard can deliver, and most of the people, 90% of the people, don't use more than one PCI Express slot. So most of the people use only one graphics card, so no need to. Two will be more than enough. And if you are planning to run any PCI Express SSDs or any other PCI Express drives, you still have two of them here. Just make sure that when you're buying a graphics card, it doesn't take up more than two PCI slots, because after that you will just have one PCI Express hanging, towards the edge of your case, and if you have a small case, it might not fit. The second card might not fit as well. So it's a great motherboard. Small, brings a lot of nice features. My main favorite feature is the M.2 slot, which is a small change in the age when SATA 3 is not delivering enough bandwidth anymore, because theoretical upper limit for any SSD is 550 megabytes, even though they claim that SATA 6 should deliver up to 700 megabytes per second. So if you divide 6 gigabits by 8, it comes roughly at 750 megabytes per second, but it never reaches that limit. So it's 550, 600 megabytes if you're lucky. So you will need to run RAID 0, and it means that less reliability, and you have to spend more, and it might not work out as well as you might think. So this M.2 shares bandwidth with SATA 5 and 6. So theoretically, if you use this one, these two will suffer from lack of bandwidth. So you again might have performance issues, but you still run one drive, not without the need of running two in RAID 0. Good motherboard for the money. It's around 120 euros, so it's a good value as well. Share your thoughts with me about this new platform, your experience, if you already run this Haswell Refresh with Z97 platform. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos from us. Bye bye now.